Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries! This is the first in a new series of videos that, in actual fact, has probably already been going for 500 videos. The first in a new series, where I switch the camera on with no idea of what I'm going to talk about, but we're going to talk about something, a subject. We're going to talk about a subject, and like I say, this is probably video 501, but no, this is the first in the series, and today we are going to talk about. Earlier on, I saw that a pop star, it would help if I'd done research, no research, a pop star has been boasting today about the fact that she has released a song that has been written using artificial intelligence. AI. There's got to be a debate, hasn't there, my mercenaries, on what AI is, artificial intelligence. I remember reading recently that Amazon was claiming that Alexa was the first proper, true implementation of AI to the general public. And I haven't got it myself. No real reason for that spin round, but sometimes you spin me right round, baby, right round on a record player, baby, you spin me. I was in a house recently that has Alexa, and they were saying to me, why don't you try asking Alexa something, Mercurial number 6. So I would say, Alexa, play me some music. Alexa would do whatever. And then it was like, no, try asking Alexa something more difficult. And then you'd say, I don't know, Alexa, tell me a joke. And Alexa would say a joke. And you'd say, Alexa, are you married? And she'd say, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. I think I was married once, but had a little bit of a problem, and there was a divorce, and this situation I don't really want to go into, frankly, just ask for some goddamn music, please. My name's Alexa. I'm primarily here to play music and try and sell you things. And I think Alexa has the potential to impress people, because the idea that you can you can just talk in your room, you can say to this real, artificial intelligence, you can ask the artificial intelligence silly things. Alexa, are you sexy? And she'll say something like, I can't remember what the reply is. There's some program reply, isn't there? Am I sexy? I don't know. I'm wearing my rollers today, so it depends whether you find I don't know, Nora Batty or what was she called in Coronation Street? Ina Sharples. If you're a fan of Nora Batty or Ina Sharples, Mercurial number 6, then you might find me, Alexa, sexy. And then I'm thinking, is this artificial intelligence? There's got to be an element there. The ability to cotton on to what someone's really getting at. For instance, on this particular day, a lot of the Frozen soundtrack was being asked for from Alexa. And we're having a day of listening to various things from the Frozen soundtrack. And then we said to Alexa, Alexa, please put something that isn't Frozen on. Put on Motorhead, please. The Ace of Spades, because it's the only song we can remember. Motorhead by Motorhead. It's the only song we can remember. And then someone comes into the room and says, Alexa, will you please stop it with this music? Can you please play something else? And then Alexa says, okay, here's one you might like. And she plays Frozen again. Now that's AI. That's real AI in action, my mercenaries, because Alexa knew that was a Frozen household. She knew that the request for Motorhead was an abomination and that there must be a visitor in the house. A visitor who was kind of bending or trying to shape the laws of time and the world in that household. Trying to get away from that Frozen thing. When I think of Frozen, I'm Frozen. When I think of Frozen, I think of bloody Captain Birdseye. Oh, I once knew a bloke. I hate to go into like autobiography territory where I talk about something that happened like 30 years ago, but I once knew a bloke who ate nothing but fish fingers. Not entirely true. Not entirely true. He did eat other. He did a drop, but he did eat other things. But I primarily remember him as an eater of fish fingers. And do you know what? We'd come back from the pub, or gigs, or whatever we were doing. I was gigging a lot of the time. We'd get back to his place, and he'd say, Mercurial number 6, he'd say, I know you've mocked my habit of eating fish fingers at past the hour of midnight, but before the hours of 5 o'clock in the morning. We're talking about that kind of time period. I know you've mocked me, Mercurial number 6, but we really, you should partake in this extravaganza. It's a fish finger. It was a fish finger extravaganza. Have you guys ever been involved in a fish finger extravaganza? Because if you there's a certain number of fish fingers that have to be laid down on a plate. And at some point it becomes more than a couple, it becomes more than several. And you get to the point where a certain number of fish fingers becomes an extravaganza. It's like the multiple plural term for fish fingers. An extravaganza of fish fingers. And when you put salt and vinegar on those fish fingers, when you soak them in vinegar especially, and then you eat them, after having played a gig to one man and his dog, and you eat those fish fingers, suddenly it became real. And I realised. Suddenly I realised. I saw it all through real eyes. That fish fingers, and especially a fish finger extravaganza, wasn't worthy of mocking after all. And from that point onwards, when people want to eat multiples of a food, I don't mock them anymore. AI. So, the first implementation of AI, they say, Alexa. I'm not so sure. I think I said the other day to Alexa, I said, Alexa, are you stupid? And she said, I'm not sure. And I thought, that sums you up, Alexa. You're not sure. But thinking about it right now, perhaps the answer, if someone asks you, are you stupid? And if you answer, I'm not sure, perhaps that's the cleverest answer you can give. Because do any of us know whether we're clever or not? If you think you're clever, you're probably stupid. I can't be interrupted by a pussycat. Really? This is the first part of a new series. This is the first part of a new series, pussycat. Oh, well. I know you don't want to come in now. What do you want? This is the first part of a new series. Unbelievable. The first part of a new series has been ruined by a pussycat meowing with no real... What was the need? What was the desire? What was that pussycat's desire then? So this woman today, young girl, I think, young as in, I'm old, so young now. Under 30, under 35, is that young? Probably. She claims today that she's released a single that was written using AI. No need for me to nod, no need for me to be one of those eye closers. Oh, for fuck's sake. And as if by magic, my mercenaries. You can't tell hours have passed, all right? Now, I'm not even going to check what I just said a few seconds ago. This is even more off the top of my head now. So there was this girl today who claims that her latest single was written using artificial intelligence. And here's the interesting thing. She's used a program, widely available apparently, where you put in some parameters and the computer program comes up with a song. Is that a tricky thing to accomplish? To program a computer to be able to write music? I'm not even sure. That's a video for another time. But the interesting thing regarding this one is that she said all that she came up with for this song, all that she came up with was the lyrics and the melody. That's all she came up with. And it got me to thinking, what This is a tricky one. What is a song if it's not lyrics and melody? I quite often think that you should. Now, this won't apply to everything. This won't apply to your typical kind of dance songs and stuff. But I always think you should. See, I really, really want to wipe my nose now. I'll just do it. Sorry, my mercenaries. There's just that, you know, when you've got that nagging feeling that, especially when you're doing this kind of crap, that someone write in the comments, oh, I noticed a little bit of a bead of snot dripping out of the Mercurial number 6's left nostril. Don't want any of that. So she wrote the lyrics and the melody. And I always think if you've got a decent song, perhaps any song, you can kind of define the song by the lyrics and the melody. Sometimes what else is the song if it's not the lyrics and the melody? Are you with me on this? If I do this, all right? Right? Easy, right? That's a song. The computer could come up with that. So you can tell what the song is. But if I go, and now we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul, there walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show. I mean, there's not even a lot of melody there. But you know what the damn song is, don't you? She came from Greece, she had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St. Martin's College, that's where I caught her eye. I mean, take your favourite song and sing it. And then think back to this girl saying, the song was written by AI. The only thing that she came up with was the lyrics and the melody. Think that through. That's my point. I love the drums as much as the next person. I love the bass as much as the next person. I love the guitars probably more than the next person. But if you're going to define a song and get the essence of a song across to the general public, I would say it's lyrics and melody. Having said that, I think I might try and break the rules on my Mercurial number 6 debut album and perform the whole album just using the spirit of thought and AI. What do you think, my mercenaries? I suppose the essence of this question, which has taken 20 minutes to get to, is what's the most important part of a song? Answers on a postcard down below, please. I'm knackered. Over and addendum, my mercenaries. I don't often do addendums, do I? Because I'm usually so concise that this sort of thing is unnecessary. However, having just edited this video, I realised that it was basically a twisted, mangled... it wasn't to the point. Lots of people have a go at me. They say, Mercurial number 6, they say, like that, with that kind of... They say Mercurial number 6, they do it in the comment section. They don't say it. They type it. Kind of on... What voice do I imagine they're speaking in when I read the typing? I always imagine it in a kind of Stephen Hawking sort of voice. Mercurial number 6. I wasted... Mercurial number 6, I wasted 2 minutes of my life, which I'll never get back watching your video, because you never got to the point. And you know what? I'll never know what your point was, because I stopped watching. However, I'm still going to take the time to type this comment out, rather than just move on. I could have just moved on, but I'm going to take the time. Well, anyway, I was editing the video. Well, I mean editing it. I edited out some snot, and I edited out a whole few hours of nonsense. But I made sure I wore a jacket in the second half of the video just to ruin continuity. And the thing is, you might think I did that by accident, but I did it on purpose. All right, I did it on purpose. The whole point I was trying to get across was this girl says that she wrote a song using AI and all she came up with was the lyrics and the melody, right? Fine. Let's not go back over that. But what I kind of failed to get across was the fact that when you've got a song, a decent song, and you have to strip layers out. Imagine you were in the studio doing one of those classic albums, documentaries, and you could strip out the layers of the song. Well, take a classic song, take something by AC/DC or Guns N' Roses or Arctic Monkeys or whatever you want to pick, Blur, whatever you want to pick. I'm just going to name some bands just to show that I know bands. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, or Metallica, or what other bands do we like? Morbid Angel, whatever, right? Perhaps not Morbid Angel. Everybody apart from Morbid Angel, right? Strip the drums out. If you strip the drums, concise. If you strip the drums out, you've still got. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of with bum ba da bum bum. Strip out the bass. Boom boom ba dum boom ba da bum. Got silent. No drums, no bass. Bum ba da dum bum bum bum. That's distinctive. I'll give you that. Strip it out though, and all you're left with is she's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood. Don't always doing that. Axl doesn't tend to do that with his. Reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. See, even if I'm pissing about, just the melody and the lyrics of the song, I say, take any great song and you can probably put that song across on an acoustic guitar and your voice. And if you can't, you've probably got a problem. It doesn't apply to all music, but all your classic songs. If you can't sit down with an acoustic song, if you can't sit down, if you can't, 19, we all been caught in a mouth trap, so join the to do stutter rap. If you can't sit around a campfire with an acoustic guitar and your voice and get across the essence of the song might not be that good. So if you're leaving AI to write a song, well, let's just see. My point isn't that AI can't write a song. My point is that I found the girl saying that all she came up with was the lyrics and the melody. To me, that probably is the song. Unless it's an instrumental. Ha 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 ha! Over and